second graders, and welcome to Skills Block Day 34, Fluency. Our learning targets for the day: I can identify the correct homophone, night or night, based on meaning and context. I can read a text fluently, smoothly, with expression and meaning, rereading and self-correcting when necessary. Can you tell the difference, the difference, the difference? Can you tell the difference when two words sound the same? Your turn. Yes, we'll tell the difference, the difference, the difference. Yes, we'll tell the difference by telling what they mean. Great job singing along. Listen carefully and follow along while I read this sentence aloud. There are two words in this sentence that sound exactly the same, but are spelled differently. I want you to listen and watch carefully for those words. It was a dark and stormy night, but the brave new knight knew he had to keep going. I'm going to read it one more time. And be thinking about words that you hear that sound exactly the same, but are spelled differently. It was a dark and stormy night, but the brave new knight knew he had to keep going. So which words sound exactly the same but are spelled differently? That's right. Night and night sound exactly the same but are spelled differently. We know that these words have a special name. That's right. These words are called homophones. Words that sound the same but are spelled differently with different meaning are called homophones. Let me see if we can use this sentence to help us understand what each of these homophones means. Let's start with our first one, night, N-I-G-H-T. What does this night mean? That's right, it means the opposite of day or after dark. When it says it was a dark and stormy night, it's giving us a hint that nighttime means that it's after dark. It's not during the day, it's dark outside. Let's look at our next one, night, K-N-I-H-T. This night means a person who battled enemies in the olden days or in fairy tales. So using this sentence to help us, but the brave new knight knew he had to keep going. This is telling us somebody that is brave and that was helping out. That was a great job telling us the difference between our two homophones. They sound the same, night and night, but they're spelled differently and have different meanings. Let's look at this sentence again. There's actually two more words that sound exactly the same, but are spelled differently. It was a dark and stormy night, but the new knight knew he had to keep going. It was a dark and stormy night, but the brave new knight knew he had to keep going. Which words sound exactly the same, but are spelled differently? That's right, new and new. And we know that language experts call these words homophones. Let's take a look at our first one. What does new, N-E-W, mean? It means that it has not existed before. So when we're saying the brave new knight, he must not have been a knight before. Our next new, K-N-E-W, means it's the past tense of know, and it's being aware of through observation. So we're thinking this is in the past tense, and the knight was aware of something. He was aware that he had to keep going. Great job looking at more homophones. So let's take a look at our first set of homophones, night and night, and let's work with them. I went to bed early last, which one would work in there? Night. Great job, N-I-G-H-T. Our next sentence, the put on his armor and rode to the cave to battle the dragon. Oh, I know this one is night, K-N-I-G-H-T. Our last sentence is my dad always takes my dog for a walk at, That's right. We use our first one, N-I-G-H-T again. Wonderful work. Can you read this fluently, smoothly, with expression, please? Can you read it smoothly, with expression, and with meaning? Your turn. Yes, we'll read it fluently, not too fast and not too slow. Yes, we'll read it fluently at just the right speed. Now let's all do it together. Now we'll read this fluently. Think about how smooth it will be. Now we'll read this fluently at just the right speed. This is an excerpt or a selected part from your decodable reader, The Tale of the Knight's Nose. We know that this text is a fiction or a narrative text. Knowing that this is a story helps us think about how to read it. If something exciting is happening in the story, then we read it with expression or in excitement. If something mysterious is happening, we read it in a way that shows that. Let's look at what fluent readers do. We know that fluent readers read smoothly, with meaning, with expression, and at just the right speed. So let's make sure we're practicing that as we are reading. First, you'll read the excerpt to yourself and think about how you read it smoothly and at just the right speed. Then, you'll work with someone at home, or you can just try it with yourself again and think about what you did well and what you can improve on. Watch how I do this first. The Tale of the Knight's Nose. That night, pirates came and stole the whole chocolate bar. A brave knight heard about the fate of the chocolate bar. He told the king he would do his best to locate it and bring it back here to the land of peace. The knight was very strong. He could see far into the distance and hear every tiny sound. But he didn't tell the king one thing. He couldn't smell. His nose just wouldn't work. The knight knew he would be able to see, hear, and fight the pirates. But how would he hide the hidden chocolate if he couldn't smell it? I feel like I did a very good job reading smoothly and with meaning and expression, but I don't know if I read at just the right speed. I would try to read it again and fix reading at just the right speed. Now it's your turn to practice this excerpt over and over again, making sure you're being a fluent reader. Let's reflect on our learning. What does it mean to be independent? What does it mean to be an independent reader? What knowledge and skills do you have now that you did not have earlier in the year, and how did you acquire it? Thank you, second graders. Have a great day.